All right, happy Friday. We're looking at Bitcoin here, but first and foremost, my whole family is off of school and work, so apologies for the late start, but we're kind of doing some family stuff. And, happy Christmas to Merry Christmas, Happy Halloween. Why is it happy and merry, right? I don't know. But Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever you want to go with. Between now and the next time we talk, right? Christmas is Monday. If you're still asleep under the rock, right? Maybe you don't know. We got our red Christmas shirt on. I think I got Santa. Uh, I don't know. We're rambling. Just happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Maybe it's just the weekend. That's fine too. Um, so between now and I guess we'll talk again probably Tuesday, unless I see a major thing. I'll try to do some charts or something. If like we have a cataclysmic explosion or failure, certainly won't leave you high and dry. But I wouldn't expect a whole lot for going into the holiday weekend. Usually it's relatively quiet, and even December, historically, Decembers are relatively quiet, or prices are just kind of bleeding down a little bit. So maybe that's the odds for the next several days. I don't anticipate anything major, but if we do, right, well, let's pay attention to the volume. So we're on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, right? Look at the volume, and more importantly, I would, if you don't have this on your volume chart, put it on. It's the moving average, this blue line. You should be able to easily figure that out, right? There's just a setting. You click there, click a box for a moving average, right? So do that. If you can't get it, let me know. I'll help you do it. No problem. Um, but what you want to watch for, if we see a big spike, right? Look at how much above average that spike was, right? That's pretty good, right? That's likely, what you want to see if you see a move up. If we get a move that's, much higher, or like say it goes to, 44, 45 over the next couple of days, but you don't see the volume look, something like that, then that's a little bit, suspect, right? So just be mindful of that. And this is on any chart. And more importantly, we'll get to that on the bigger time frames. Something I want to show you. But so here's the daily. So the 4-hour, right, pretty calm. The daily chart, pretty calm. Look at the Bollinger Bands pinching up here. This could seriously stay relatively flat for the rest of the year, right? Just something like this, right? Going between 45 to 43, 42, right, or even down to the 21. So 42 to 45, right? We might just do that the rest of December, and we shouldn't be very shocked if it does, right? That's kind of where I'm looking. There's January 1st even, right? Not that far away. We could absolutely stay in that box, right? Especially with the Bollinger Bands looking like this. If we do break to the outside of the box, right, that's the odds of continuation for at least the near term. So near term would be like a week or so. If we break out here, probably another week or so to the upside. If we break down, could be a week or so to the downside. But we want to have everything in context, and we don't know that for sure, but we'll kind of analyze it if and when that occurs. But just wanted to let you know that the volume doesn't look anything abnormal, even on the daily chart, relative about average. If we see a move down, right, looking for the spike down here, right, you're looking for, confirming volume, especially if we're going to break like the 21-day or break into new 2023 highs. You want to monitor that. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. But please don't be surprised if we talk on Tuesday and the prices are right here, right? That could very well happen. What else do we got? Let's see how our daily indicators looking. Like nothing really, right? Kind of right in the center. Nothing much to take there. How about the Fisher transform? It's triggered up on the daily, but we're coming into kind of this area, right? This will, like, support and resistance is real on any chart you look at, especially with lines. So we're right here now. Maybe we just hesitate again right in there. Right, December, Christmas, right? Everyone's right. There's not billion-dollar hedge funds looking to lick their chops here in the next couple of days, right? That's not how it works. Now, maybe leading up to New Year's, right? Maybe this time next week, maybe then we get something. Maybe not, right? We'll see. The daily Bollinger Bands are pinching up. Maybe it takes another week, couple of days, but likely pretty quiet. Okay, let's go out to the 3-day. We haven't seen this in a little bit. Again, we're watching, there's that box on the daily. Still looks pretty important on the 3-day as well, because we're looking at the 42K area for the 8 EMA, right? So that upper Bollinger Band looking like it's pressing up now at 45.6 for the top. Let's see how the bottom was looking. See this. So this is, I won't say concerning, but when you start to have these parallel to each other, kind of like they are now, right? That's a short-term move. Now that's a relative term. Short-term might still be a couple of weeks, but right, if this band was going like this, right, and this band was going like this, I mean, we could absolutely nuke to 50, relatively quickly. But that's not what these Bollinger Bands say, right? Bollinger Bands following each other is a weakening trend, to say the least, or a short-term trend. Again, relative to what chart you're looking at, again, relative to what your mind's telling you, right? If I say short-term trend, some people think, on YouTube that means by 4 o'clock this evening, right, we're going down, right? No, it could still last weeks, certainly on the 3-day chart of upwards movement. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Now the 3-day, look at the volume on the 3-day. Almost, a good majority of these candles above the average volumes, which is likely why we're still continuing up and seemingly not falling down so far. Almost no above sell volume on average, right? The only really big one right here was followed after this big spike, right? Just people likely taking profits. So you want to keep that in mind as well. Is this a move where people are taking profits, or is this a move that people are panic selling and getting out or shorting or something like that? Likely here, right? If you have any kind of a rally, you're going to get people trying to capitalize on that, right? And just take some profits. So realize that not every big sell volume is people actually getting out. More or less, it's probably people that made a good chunk and are protecting their money, right? Smart people, smart money. All right. That's the 3-day. Let's take a look at the Gaussian channel. We haven't done that in a minute. So there's the 5-day Gaussian, where now the top of that is still right at 30K. Imagine we come down and hit like the top of the Gaussian channel in a couple of weeks, or maybe even months, right? Could be around 31, 32K. That could easily happen, right? And that would be kind of right in line with our, throwback thesis that we've had for months, months now. So still looking around in this area. My dog is now bothering my leg, so here he is. Rescued Chihuahua. If he looks weird, it's because he was burned, and he is weird, but he's growing on me. Let's see what else we got. That's the 5-day Gaussian. Let's take a look at the weekly Gaussian. Way down again. Now it's the weekly Gaussian's at 29.5. So obviously we're not going to nuke down. I hope we don't nuke down here in a given week, but you can imagine a scenario where we kind of work down the stairs potentially to that, like maybe even March or April or something, where kind of hitting something like this, right? And you see this, a world like this, right, where we could do this and just kind of have a boring Q1. That's a possibility, but this would be absolutely fantastic to build a super bullish structure retest throwback over a couple of months just down. This would be great for altcoins. They would lose a little bit of value, but they're not going to take a massive hit if Bitcoin does something like this. They would maybe just go back a little bit. So that would be ideal. Load up on altcoins here, right? Especially if these are both talking to us, in the same way. We're at the top of the weekly Gaussian. We're at the throwback 32, 31K level. We'll be well aware of the situation that's in front of us and do our best to capitalize on buying there. If that scenario plays out, it's like back the truck up anything you can. If you're looking to get in there, that'd be the spot, right? If you've got some extra cash, that's kind of the all-in moment. At least for me, right? You all can do whatever you want at any point, but that's kind of the scenario I'm waiting for. But always be ready to change, right? Like I said, we might tap on the 8 and then initially go back up, or we might go back to the 21 and that might be it, right? So dollar cost averaging after our first test, likely the EMA 8, we'll kind of analyze it, see how it feels then. Otherwise, the 21, right? Always have open orders at the 21-week EMA on any coin, Bitcoin, altcoins, 21 week during the next 18 months, 24 months, whenever the top is. We're going to hit the EMA 21 on every coin we look at. I promise. It's going to happen. Go back and look at any previous bull run as long as your coin was there. You can go look at Link, Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? Those three, pretty popular. The 21-week EMA is where it goes, like every time. You can go back and look at Bitcoin for over a decade. 21-week EMA every time on throwbacks, right? That's a good spot. Doesn't mean it's the absolute bottom, but if you were to only make purchases in a bull market at the 21-week EMA, you're going to be doing better than 99% of people. Okay, so that's the story for the upcoming run. Now, what do we see? Look at the volume here, right? Not too bad. Above average couple of weeks in October, which kind of got us lifted out of here, right? Broke us through. That's absolutely textbook, right? Above average volume on a breakout. That's exactly what you'd want to see. Volume above average for many weeks here, right? This week is the only anomaly. We still have 2 days. We'll see where we close. But this will be our first week since, right, early October of below average volume, right? So we'll see how that goes, right? Remember that if something starts to go down here, well, look, we had our sign last week where we had below average volume for the first time since early October, and now we're moving down. Like, no brainer, right? The equation adds up. Okay, now let's go to the more concerning one, the monthly. Yeah, everything looks bullish. Price-wise, indicators, let's check the indicators first, right? Gaining strength RSI looks great, right? RSI gaining strength, MFI going up. Bullish divergence on the ADX and the I looking good, but the ADX is still down here. We've just started, right? We've talked about this. People saying we're going to a blow off top. Like, no. This would tell you, if anybody has any idea, if they've ever studied anything on the ADX and the I, and say, are we just entering a new cycle bullish, or are we about to end the bullish cycle? Just show them this. Obviously, we're just starting, right? This is obvious. We've just started. Okay, MFI. I mean, we've been down here. We're not ending the cycle right now. Let's say we go to 100 by July. If the MFI is at 100 in July, yeah, 2024 might be it. But that's not the odds, right? But what I do want to monitor on the monthly chart is something like this over the next, 18, 24 months. If we say get up to, 80 or 90, right? Let's see where that's going to happen at, or break above it, right? Just worth monitoring. And then, in the years ahead, right? With all this, we want to look at on a macro scale, and, nobody's looking at the monthly MFI for Bitcoin right now. Okay. So we're going to monitor this and look at this and remember these kind of things. In 12, 18, 24 months now, let's do a double check here, right? Let's check this. And if we're, pressing that resistance line, maybe if we're up, to 90K in Bitcoin and we're right there, like, let's take a mental note and remember that, right? Okay. So, everything looks bullish here except for one thing, and it's a big thing. What is it? We got it, right? Breakout. Look at this. Nice breakout of the Gausian channel on the monthly, right? First time we've been above it since May of 2022. The last bullish cross out of there was our pandemic. So imagine that, right? Right here. So if there's any context and someone wants to argue where we are in a cycle, I mean, last cycle was right there, seemingly, right? Look at the moving averages. Or right here, right? We didn't quite hit it. A little deeper this cycle than last. Maybe future cycles go deeper into the Gaussian channel, right? That's a possibility. But what I'm going to look at here, and what is, concerning, is look at the volume on the monthly. We've had well below. Now, this is partially because of the bear market, right? And new retail is not in here yet, right? This is proof of that. Right, this was retail exiting, right? Panic selling at the bottom, of course. That happens every cycle, right? When 20K comes, everyone's convinced that the 12K scenario is coming, or 8K or 3K, whatever the hell all the people were calling for. But we stopped kind of right at the median monthly Gaussian channel with the most volume right there, right? That was our low on the biggest monthly volume. And since then, really, right, our January candle, which was the low in the bottom and really the start of the run, was our biggest confirming breakout buy volume. And since then, look at that, right? Month after month after month of low, well below average buying volume. So look at the previous runs, even back here, the pandemic. Look at the volume, well above the average. Well above the average. Look at this. More proof that we're not going into a super cycle, right? We're not going into a early 2024 blow off like in May. We're not gonna be at $150,000 in 6 months from now. Are you nuts? We haven't even have volume even relatively close to the average. Now, if our volume looked like this with the prices here, yeah, you'd probably start salivating, right? We could be at 80K in a couple of months if we had this. And maybe we get that. Worth paying attention to. But for the past year, well below average volume. Okay? New retail. Why is that? Like, it's new money is not here yet, right? This is the people that have been here. Very little new money. If it is new money, it's, people like you and me. That's, maybe a few hundred, a few thousand, whatever, 10,000, right? That's nothing. It's not going to move the needle. I didn't move in this. We wouldn't even tell the difference. You put $100,000 in, you wouldn't even blip this. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. Any questions? Let me know about this, right? Like, this is pretty eye-opening, right? Look back at any cycle, right? You want to start getting these bigger volumes. We haven't even got like anything like this, right? If people think we're like getting ready to do this, well, maybe, but we have almost nothing, right? We have declining volume since October. Still buy volume, right? We could still continue the rally. You don't need volume to continue a rally, but you do need volume to start, which we got, or end, right? There's our ending volume. Duh, right? Hindsight's always 2020. And there's our kickstart volume. Duh. Those are our two biggest bear, sell and buy volume. Our two biggest candles was the end of the bear and the start of the bull. Obviously, right? Everything's obvious in hindsight. That was, a no duh moment right there, right? Biggest monthly sell, end. Biggest monthly buy, start. And here we are. But, we got to get retest down somewhere. I don't know how much higher we could possibly go before doing that, but this tells me it's not that much longer. Maybe January, February. I don't know. Maybe 47, right? We looked at 47K really is like kind of the macro linear scale, right? And we put that on the line chart. Remember that? Right? It was like 47K was like the monthly or weekly. So maybe we go up to there, somewhere thereabouts. We're looking for like a wick. We're looking for a sign that's like, this obvious, right? The gravestone doji. Like if we get one of these on a, 3-day, weekly, monthly, right? A brief higher high, right? That was the high, local top. And then, there's your warning. Watch the hell out. We're going down, right? Did it, right? Played out perfectly. And that was our kind of our leading into our end downwards movement right at the 200 week. Again, hindsight's obvious. When you're in the moment, it doesn't feel like that, right? So I'll wrap it up there. If you have any questions, right, let me know. What you can also do if you want to have less emotional ties, or you don't want to look at the charts, you look at the charts too much, you're like, I want to look at these less. Set alerts for, these levels. Like set an alert for 39.9, right? Set an alert for 36.7. Set an alert for 34.7, and then update them weekly. Or set an alert for a new high, right? 45.2 or something like that, right? And then just don't look at it until your alert goes off. Nothing's going to catch you off guard, right? That's the easiest way to put less stress on yourself. Believe me, I know. So do that. That's just my kind of a tip of the day. If you catch yourself looking at the charts too much, right? And you want to do it less, do that, right? Alerts. And then just like Whoa, my alerts haven't gone off. Well, then it means nothing's happened, so you don't need to check it. Go do something else. Go touch grass, right? As the kids say. My 9-year-old son is like playing video games and on the Oculus Quest, right? And it's like they all, you can hear them all yelling, "Go touch grass," because if you're too good, right? Pretty funny, but yeah, I guess you have to have young kids to get it. I'll end it there. What else do we got? God, I had a headache all morning too, so I got the glasses on. I couldn't put my contacts in. I have a race this evening, Christmas race, so I got my Santa race on early. So I think it says "Make it snow." Santa throwing up, whatever. So we're gonna wear that. Santa stocking. Got a 5K. It's just a 5K. It's a fun run. It'll be fun. Kids are doing it. They got hot chocolate and cookies afterwards. It's gonna be like fake snow. There's decorations everywhere. It's gonna be a jolly good time. Until then, right, Bitcoin on chill mode. If you have any requests, let me know. Should be relatively quiet. For the couple of you that are still watching this long, there's a new token, Femex token, right? I use Femex for exchange. They're doing like bonus airdrops. If you trade on their exchange, they'll give you Femex tokens. They've given me like thousands, which is now like worth a lot just by trading. I haven't like done anything, but they just give me tokens. And then you can stake them. Like 83% APR is what I'm getting. So I'm just doing that. Anything they've given me, I'm just turning around staking. And you could stake it for 3 months, 6 months, a year, or 2 years. So I'm doing mine at a year. So next Christmas. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe it goes to a couple dollars. Maybe it goes to nothing. Who cares, right? It's free anyway. But just if you're thinking about it, looking for a new exchange or want to try something else, just a side note, right? That's working out well for me so far. Like, Celsius still got all my money. So I'm probably going to be slim pickings on this bull run, but compared to the last one for sure. But we'll see. Maybe Celsius will do the right thing and give us something back so I can make a dent. But that is the best thing I've come across for now. Just a side note on that. Anything else? Bonk kind of just holding steady, right? We haven't looked at that much, but right? This is a couple year bet, right? Or at least a year out bet. Both of these guys, right? Link's doing pretty good. Altcoins doing all right. Anything else? Bitcoin dominance settling down again a little bit, right? That would help if Bitcoin dominance simmers down and then Bitcoin drops. Altcoins won't get hit as hard. That's okay. DXY trying to break under. If we get DXY under 100, that could continue to fuel this rally. That would help. Prolong it at least. All right. SP 500 knocking on the door of all-time highs. Amazing. I don't know what else we got. I don't see anything crazy happening. Probably not going to. For the 7th time, I think I've said that in this video. What else we got? Oh, Cybertruck. I got invited email to spec out my Cybertruck, but guess what? Prices are. I have to buy the Founder Series, which is awesome, but it's like 130 grand. No. No. I got to the end of it. I spec'd it out. It's 130K. I could get it like next month, but 130K? Are you nuts? They're like $2,000 a month. Get out of here. Maybe we're in the 2021 bull market. I should have probably set some Cybertruck funds aside, but Celsius decided for me. No Cybertruck for you.